Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm sure most of you have heard the tragic news about the incident that happened the other night involving an American passenger aircraft and a helicopter crash. It's absolutely horrific and heartbreaking. This wasn't just any other helicopter. This was a Black Hawk military helicopter. What makes this incident even more unsettling is that many people are questioning whether this was truly an accident. I'll be sharing some reaction clips from different people that I collected for you guys from TikTok, and we are going to discuss questions everyone is asking, like why was the helicopter flying there at that specific time, an area well monitored and controlled? How could this have happened? Please remember to keep your comments balanced, acknowledging that the information is still developing and not all claims are verified. My deepest heart condolences going out to the families concerning those who were involved. Watch this.
That plane crash in DC just looked very suspicious. The helicopter looked like it intentionally flew into that American Airlines plane, and then it blew up instantly, like instantly. And I guess they landed in the Potomac River, and now they're searching. But my prayers to everybody on board, because that's wild. Imagine you think you're seconds away from landing, and then boom, your life is taken. It just doesn't sit well with me because it just looked too intentional. Like, I don't know if y'all saw that video, but it was like, whoa, like the helicopter was going straight to the plane. And then where was air traffic control? And isn't it a no-fly zone? So like other aircrafts cannot be flying there because you got incoming planes going into the airport. Something just doesn't seem right. And I don't want to be the one to, have a conspiracy theory out there, but it seems real weird. Like, how did that happen? That's crazy.
Go ahead and call me crazy. This is a jet. This is a helicopter. Watch. Why is this important? A Black Hawk helicopter flew into a commercial jet over the Potomac River in Washington, D.C. Oh, it was just an accident. It was just an accident. I'll die before you convince me of that. Come at me, bro. Why don't you think it's an accident? Let me give you a little backstory on this. I don't know who was on the plane. I don't know who was in the helicopter. Okay, what I do know is that in that area of the Potomac River, it's common for helicopters to fucking fly around. They're supposed to stay at or below 200 feet AGL, which is above ground level. That helicopter collided with that plane at 350 foot above ground level, somewhere it was not supposed to be. The airplane was in a landing pattern coming into the airport with its landing lights on. And you mean to tell me that the super crazy high amount of technology that's in this military helicopter, and with the pilots flying under visual flight rules, that those two pilots, there were 3 people aboard the helicopter, that those 2 pilots didn't see that fucking plane and they didn't try to avoid it? You mean to tell me that those highly trained, highly skilled pilots didn't see that fucking plane? That's not even why I'm questioning all of this. This is where it happened. Who's this guy? That guy right there is this guy. This guy flown by the Air Force. What's the significance of that? This is the plane I'm talking about that landed at Andrews Air Force Base, just next to where this shit happened. Why was a Boeing E-4 known as the Night Watch or the Doomsday plane, which is a militarized version of the Boeing 747 that serves a mobile command post for the U.S. military and is a key component of the National Military Command System, which is designed to survive a nuclear attack? Why was that diverted right after this happened and then landed at Andrews Air Force Base right next to the Potomac River? Why? That's not suspicious. This helicopter had to have seen this plane. I don't know why. I don't know what led to it. Call me a conspiracy theorist all you want. That shit's weird.
Y'all, something is not adding up about this crash that happened in Washington, D.C. Y'all need to take a listen to what this eyewitness said he seen before the crash happened. And then I'm going to tell you my input on why this is all suspicious. And once again, I want to give my condolences to everyone who was affected in this tragic event that happened last night at 9 p.m. But y'all, take a listen.
Tonight, I was just with my girlfriend at the park, at Gravelly Point Park, right next to Reagan National Airport, and we were eating dinner, just as normal, taking in a nice view. And
Watch what you say, y'all.
The planes started having irregular patterns, and they all kind of dispersed from their regular landing patterns. And then we looked up in the sky before that, and we saw these white flare.
What do you think when you saw these white flares?
We didn't think much of it. We thought they were like shooting stars. I don't know. I couldn't really explain it, but...
So y'all heard what he said, right? It looked like shooting stars. So now I ask myself, I'm seeing the picture of the plane that crashed, but I was looking everywhere for the helicopter. I have yet to see any pictures of the helicopter that crashed into this airplane. So if someone's seen it, tag me in it, send it to my inbox or anything. I'm telling y'all, I have not seen the picture yet. And then, like I said, even if it was a helicopter, how does it happen? Air traffic control should not have let that happen. It don't make sense.
The helicopter crashing into the airplane still just doesn't sit right with me, and here's why. The helicopter, the call sign was PAT-25. This means priority air transport. This indicates there is high priority personnel or cargo of national importance inside of that helicopter. So my first question is, who or what is inside of this? And we have found out that the crew chief was Ryan O'Hara, and he left behind a baby and a wife, so I'm praying hard for him and everyone else affected by this. And I mean no disrespect to anyone involved, but they said this helicopter was in some type of training session, which just doesn't add up to me. And did you know that some of these Black Hawk helicopters are autonomous? I'm not saying this had anything to do with what happened, but it's just a fun little fact. American Airlines flight had 60 passengers. There was a lot of children, and there was a lot of members from the figure skating community, including a lot of previous champions, and they were on their way to land on runway 33, if that number has any significance to you. Unfortunately, as I'm making this video, there are still no survivors found. But now the million-dollar question, what actually happened? Was it a miscommunication issue? Because the air traffic controller told the helicopter, "Do you have CRJ in sight?" That was the airplane. And then 2 seconds later, they said to pass behind the airplane. So if they heard the air traffic controller, then they knew the airplane was in sight. Also, just to let you know, while this is happening, North Carolina is currently having massive wildfires, and this is a big deal because this is close to where the hurricanes were happening, and the debris that is still left over can catch fire very quickly. So just wanted to let you know that is also happening.
In all my years of life, my gut has never failed me. And unfortunately, I think that what happened last night on the approach to the Reagan Airport in DC wasn't an accident. And before you come at me, I'm really saying this because I care about the truth. I care about everything that we are watching and being fed in our brains. And I think we need to dive deeper into what's happening. The airspace in Washington, D.C. is the most protected airspace in the world. Not only that, at night, you've seen it, every aircraft has lights, strobes, approach lights. If you watch the video of the Black Hawk helicopter coming in from the left of the screen all the way to the right, where it hits the commercial airliner, just watch it. Tell me what you think. I'm really praying so hard for the families of these people whose lives we've lost yesterday. That doesn't mean I don't want to know the truth.
Am I the only one wondering who was on that American Airlines flight and who were the 3 military personnel on that Black Hawk that crashed? Because the last time that I remember, that Malaysia flight that all of a sudden went missing over that military base, and even until this day, we don't know what happened to it and we don't know where those people are. That flight randomly had some very, very powerful, influential people on that flight. It kind of begs the question, because this was that event, that crash between that helicopter and that airlines should not have happened. I'm not saying this was intentional. I'm not saying that this was planned, but it does beg the question, who's on that flight? And I don't know if this is just me thinking, because I question everything. Who was on there? And the moment that we find out who was on that flight, were they connected to any governments? Were they connected to any microprocessors? Were they connected to any thing of value?
How in the world does a Black Hawk military helicopter crash directly into a commercial airliner? As someone who flew with a medevac team for almost a decade, I have so many questions about how this incident took place. I guess I don't understand. How are you not communicating with the towers? How are your eyes not out there seeing the lights on the plane? You're getting close to the runway. Like, so many things had to go wrong at the exact same time for an incident like this to happen. Honestly, it is too out of the ordinary to even theorize on right now, to even think that it could have been anything except a freak accident. I mean, if you've seen the video that's circulating on here or on X, it's just the plane's coming in for a perfect approach and the helicopter just rams right into it like a car rear-ending another car. Miraculously, last I've seen, there's been about 4 survivors. I don't know about anyone else, but absolutely insane that something like this could happen in DC, the most secure airspace probably in the entire world. Go to the comments, let me know what your thoughts are.
Okay, so let's break this down a little bit further. What I know is that military training exercises are usually highly coordinated, and they come with strict protocols in place to prevent accidents. Okay, so for something like this to happen, it raises a lot of questions, a lot of red flags. Was there a lapse in communication? Did the weather play a role, or could there have been a technical malfunction that went unnoticed? Another angle to consider is the history of Black Hawk helicopters. They are well known for their reliability and advanced technology, which makes this incident even more puzzling, more questionable. Could this have been a rare case of equipment failure, or is there any more to this story? I also want to address the speculation surrounding this incident. Some people are suggesting that this might not have been an accident at all. While it's important to consider all possibilities, we have to be careful not to jump to conclusions without a solid evidence. Investigations are going on, and we should wait for official report before making any definitive claims. With that said, I think it's healthy to ask questions and discuss why it might have happened. It's how we will learn and prevent similar tragedies in the future. So I would love to hear from you. What do you guys think happened? Do you believe this was an accident, or is there more to this story? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let's have a respectful discussion and keep the families of those affected in our thoughts and in prayers. If you found this video informative or thought-provoking, please give it a thumbs up and share it with others who might be, interested. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any future videos. And before I go, guys, I want to take this moment to remind everyone how fragile life can be. Incidents like this are a sobering reminder to cherish every moment and hold our hands, hold our loved ones close, Let's all take a moment to send our thoughts and prayers to the families who are grieving right now. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll definitely see you in my next video. Please stay peaceful.